What is up, YouTube? Today we're going to be doing a bit of a chest-focused push day. So, bit of chest, bit of side delts, bit of triceps, the usual shebang. I'm going to show you what I do for my pre-workout meal. Alright, let me just wait for this to set to 0. Okay, so currently I am, 17 and a half weeks out from my show. So, we are cutting down as of 19 weeks out, so have been for a bit now. And yeah, but fortunately, since we're still far out, we still get to eat quite a decent bit. Obviously, I'm quite a fat ass at soul, so I am quite hungry regardless. But, you get the point. Anyway, so this is just simple checks. Here, let me just show you the container, or box. Rice checks, cereal thing. Original, whatever. Just a little carb sauce. We're going to do 100 grams of that into a bowl. 102 grams, fine, close enough. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just making a bowl of cereal, but rather than milk, I'm using a protein shake, which does contain almond milk, but you get the point. I'm going to go for around a cup, lovely. Add a scoop of our Oreo protein isolate. If I can fit my hand in here. Jeez. There we go. About a scoop, good enough. Beautiful. Now, I've actually already used this shaker today, so I'm just kind of also getting up the last bits of residue from my last shake. I don't know if that sounds unpleasant or not, but personally, I don't care. Beautiful. Also going to have a tablespoon of all-natural peanut butter as kind of a little fat source. It's what my coach has got me eating. Now, it's listed in my meal plan as just 15 grams of peanut butter. So I feel like that's probably supposed to be in the shake, but I'm not a huge... I enjoy peanut butter, but maybe not with cereal, so I prefer to just eat it separately, literally plain how it is. Yeah, what can I say? Beautiful. Not really, looks like genuine, vomit milk, but, that's what Oreo protein powder does, apparently. Obviously, I'm not going to record all of me eating this, but yeah, we're basically just going to eat that. We're going to have a... Oh, shoot. Here we go. 200 milligram caffeine pill, just as our kind of pre-workout for this. Most people, obviously, would use actual pre-workout. I don't. For 2 reasons. One, I'm broke. Okay, not really, but, it's just one less expense. And 2, it also kind of, in like the last few weeks of prep, you have to cut out artificial sweeteners anyway. So if I'm just using this, then there's nothing I really have to cut out, as if I was, as in the other case I was using pre-workout, I would have to cut it out because of artificial sweeteners. But yeah, we're going to eat this, have our caffeine pill, and that's our pre-workout meal. Now, I suppose this is another slight luxury of being this far out from the show, is that I get to have an intra-workout shake, which is basically just 50 grams? 50? 100? 50 grams of carbs. Yes, there we go. So yeah, I'll just drink that throughout my workout, along with my regular water, whatever. Just keeps the energy going, obviously gives you a good pump. This is fruit burst flavored, whatever that means, so it's just mixed fruit. But yeah, I guess that's also nice, because then I'm kind of, feels like I'm drinking some sort of fruit juice whilst I'm working out. I'm actually not going to add water to this till I'm at the gym, but yeah. Alright, let's hit the road, Jack. All right, then, just finished our 3 warm-up sets with joint mobility, blah blah blah, and yeah, we've got 185 on the bar, so a lot lighter than I used to do. But remember, we're in prep now, so we really got to make sure our form is on key. A, because it's more lift is more effective that way, and B, obviously, just injury prevention, with everything. But yeah, we're gonna shut up and we're gonna do our first set. All right, drop set time. All right, first chest movement done. So we got our heavy incline press done. So now going to a fly variant. In this case, we're doing a machine fly. What more do I say? It's really important on these, obviously, to allow some bend in the elbows on the way down, so you don't hurt yourself, obviously, but not bend them too much that it just becomes a machine kind of press. Yeah, deep stretch, squeeze at the top. What more can I say? It's important when lifting to, I think it's important personally, to mess around with a variety of rep ranges. So, for the incline Smith press, I try to do an 8 to 12 rep range. Obviously, on the last set there, I didn't get all the way up to 8. I think I got 7. On the drop set, we got 5, but that is a little different because that's a drop set and we're already a bit pre-gassed. So, what you get also depends on how hard you did your set prior to that, whatever. But on these, I kind of stick to an 8 to 15 rep range because that's how progressive overload works, really. You find a rep range, in this case 8 to 15. You pick a weight that you can do for about 8 reps. You do it every week till you can get about 15. And you up the weight till you can only do about 8 reps. And you just repeat that cycle. That's progressive overload. It's that simple. And that's how you grow. Now, of course, now we can get our carb shake going. So I'm just going to add a bit of water to that. Whippity-doo. Little bug on the floor. Hope no one squishes him. That wouldn't be very good. I don't know, maybe he's here to just get a pump. You never know. I mean, it's a pretty big bug. I wonder if he's natty. Alright, last chest exercise of the day. We're going to do a machine chest press. Now, in brutal honesty, I don't really like this machine. I find it a bit awkward. You know, work with what you got. This is surprisingly comfortable. Okay, when I rest my head back, not really, but you get the point. Now, it's like I said earlier, I don't love this chest press machine. Mostly because when you push the weight up, because the way this pendulum sits, you kind of push it out and down rather than out and up, like you should be. That's another thing, by the way, when you're benching or whatever, you want the weight to kind of come down to around your nipple line, and when it comes up, it should actually come up to be in line with around your chin, or maybe a little bit higher, not too much higher. But yeah, you want to go up and out. That's just how your shoulders work for 99% of the population, whatever. Same with a Smith machine. If you have a Smith machine that's on an angle, you want the angle kind of coming towards you, so when you push the weight up, it goes up kind of that way. That makes, or that way. That makes sense. Anyway, you get the point. All right, this last set is going to be called it's what's called a cluster set, or at least that's what my coach has been calling it, so I'm assuming that's what it's named. Basically, we're going to do 4 mini sets of 5 reps each. And it's a bit like a drop set, but what you're going to do, you're going to do 4 reps, then when you come down on the 5th, you're going to hold it for 5 seconds, then push it back up, then drop the weight a tiny bit, and repeat that 4 times. It may sound weird, but I feel like you'll understand more when I am actually doing it. But yeah, it's a really nice intensity technique. You get a lot out of the stretch in it at the bottom. Obviously, it's a little isometric because you're just holding it in the stretch, but that is not necessarily a bad thing. What more can I say? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 5. One more, come on. One, two. Holy shit. That was brutal. Alright. Can you believe it? The hoodie came off. I am practically naked. Okay, not really. Anyway, high cable lateral raise. Pretty simple. Movement from the side delt. Try to keep it in a high-ish rep range, 10, 12 to 15. 12 to 15, let's put it at that. Really controlling it, so we're using our delts over our traps. So I've only got this at around, 20 pounds right now. I'm setting it high, obviously, kind of Jeff Nippard trick, just so when your arm's at 90 degrees with the cable, your delt is in a more stretched position than if it were lower down, blah, blah, blah. I prefer to use cuffs with these. I just find I can get a better mind-muscle connection. I also find, because I'm not gripping on something, I can crank out an extra rep or 2. Yeah, let's just do it. Woo. Right, 2 more sets. Woo. Shit, I lost count. I lost count halfway through that set. I think that was 12. I'm not sure. All right, let's do a bit of triceps. I like to start triceps on my chest focus push day with a overhead movement. That way, I'm stretching the living crap out of the long head of my tricep. And then, then we can go to like push downs or dips or whatever. You get the point. Woo. That's all we're getting, I think. Now, obviously, I like training for failure as much as the next guy. I really do. But sometimes, if I'm saving my all-out, failure for the last set, which I typically do if I have a set where I'm going to failure, I can tell on the first few sets. Sometimes you can tell, okay, if I go for another rep, I'm not going to get it. And I'd rather save myself that fatigue and just leave it for my last set so I can really go all out. So I'm still going all out on my other sets, just not all the way to the point where I can't physically move the weight, if that makes any sense. That was a very weird way to put that back. Tricep push down, nothing special. Well, I guess something kind of special. We're going to do 3 sets, and on the third set will be a drop set. Drop set, and then that'll be it.
think this may be my better side for the side chest pose, but it's just something to work on.
Alright, microphone died, so I'm not too sure how this is going to sound, but that is it. That is my push day, 7.5 weeks out, or 17.5 weeks out. Geez, if I was 7.5 weeks out, I would be pretty screwed. But you know, yeah, 17.5 weeks out. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. I love you all. Peace out.